Oh boy, days go by so fast. I'm telling you, it was just yesterday I was saying have a wonderful weekend, and here we are again this morning. Well, good morning, Wareham. It is Monday once again, February 11th. We have a great show here for you. The news headlines, the weather report, and today in history. In today's show, we are going to watch the aired interviews on last month's DECA District 8 competitions. We're also going to take a look inside the new store located inside the old company store. And also, we are going to get to know a little bit about our Wareham Free Library. But first, I would like to take this moment to thank Not Your Average Antiques, an antique shop down Cranberry Highway, for donating the props that you see in the Good Morning Wareham set. So stay with us because the news and traffic report, including weather, are next. Mostly cloudy today, high at 33 degrees, low at 21. Cloudy on Tuesday. Expect 1 to 3 inches of snow in the afternoon. High at 32 degrees. The snow will change to rain over the night, low at 31 degrees. Expect no more traffic at Route 3 and 495. The weather conditions are good, so safe travels, everyone. And now to the news. There were a few news stories over the weekend, and here are the news headlines. Wareham Week newspaper was bustling with these headlines. A Wareham business badly damaged after a car crashes inside. A hit-and-run driver whose airborne car crashed into a Cranberry Highway business on Sunday morning called the police to report the incident after fleeing the scene, according to the initial reports. The crash occurred at Outer Precision before 9 a.m. A four-door dark-colored sedan could be seen completely inside one of the heavily damaged business's work bays. It's unknown if any injuries were reported. And to other news, a former boxer champ held on $50,000 bail. The boxer from Onset has been charged with breaking and entering 2 counts, larceny from a building over $1,200, larceny from a building under $1,200, malicious destruction of property, 2 counts, resisting arrest, 2 counts, assault and battery on a police officer, 2 counts, and threats to commit a crime. He was charged on February 8th in Wareham District Court. The Plymouth County District Attorney's Office requested that the bail should be revoked and that the new bail should be set at $25,000. However, Judge Teresa Wright ordered his new bail to be set at $50,000. Wareham Wildfire Talk offers tips on helping injured animals. On Thursday, the center's executive director, Zach Mertiz, offered tips on what to do if an injured animal is found. Mertiz spoke on roughly 50 people at the Wareham's Free Library. The talk, presented by the Wareham Department of Natural Resources, spelled out what steps should be taken when encountering an injured animal. Last year, the center treated about 1,200 animals ranging from turtles that weigh 5 grams to 13 pounds turkeys, said Mertiz. He noticed that when winter ends, the center sees a spike in patients. And to our last news of the day, Wareham Middle School has a new principal. On Thursday, the superintendent, Dr. Kimberly Sheverhood, announced that the school's interim principal, Tracy Cote, had accepted the position. Cote is a veteran of Wareham Public Schools with 25 years of experience. She started out as a special education teacher in the middle school. More recently, she served as an assistant principal for both Minette and Dickies schools. That is it I have for today's headlines. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break. Hello and welcome back. Lou Brito, the Senior Program Director at the Gleason YMCA, was not able to join us this morning, but the show must continue. So for today's story of the day, we are going to visit the new store inside the old company store located, as we all know, the Tremont Nail store building. Take a look. There is a new jewel in town, and it is hiding inside the old company store. After 23 years in the business, Sandy Assad, owner of the old company store, retired, closing down the small boutique shop. Now 3 years later, a new tenant has moved in. While in the mission to preserve the building's history, the new owner came with her own flair and added a twist to the historical building, Tremont Nail. So WCTV visited the new shop and sat down with the owner. So I think that one has exactly. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So this is your heaven. It's my heaven too. I feel like it's my heaven as well.
It's a very comfortable place.
It is.
Yeah.
So, and to point out, we have some Christmas trees behind me. This some of the trees that you featured, right,
Yep.
during Christmas time.
Absolutely. And we felt like seasonally, people still like to find those little mementos, those little ornaments that they're going to take home. And so we'll always have Christmas trees in the building.
Okay, wonderful. Now, what's the origin of the name of the store?
Oh,
Where,
Echo.
yeah, where does that come from?
Well, my name's Elizabeth.
Yes.
And so the Tremont Nail Company store was here for years, and then the old company store was here for years. And because of legislator and, you know, paperwork and legalese, I couldn't keep the name of the old store. We all still call it the Tremont Nail store. We all still call it the company store. So Echo was the best. I don't remember what you call that word when you put 4 letters together.
Acronym?
But yeah, it was the best acronym. And it was really easy because it was Elizabeth and Company, and all I had to do was add home offerings. And that's what we really want. We want to be able to offer you upcycled furniture, hand-painted antique furniture. We have some custom pillows coming in. We have some sewing classes that are going to come up where we'll teach you some simple things like how to make your own curtains, how to make your own, just really simple products. Those will hopefully be next fall.
If the online website, Pinterest, was a physical store, and if that store was located in Wareham, then Echo would be it. This small boutique shop features locally sourced, revitalized furniture, art, natural products, and uniquely handmade gifts, in addition to so much more. So tell us about your idea.
For all of us in Wareham, this was our childhood, right? This was that iconic place where we came to shop for our moms or our grandmothers, or we came with our mother or our grandmother, and we were allowed to get that little piece of penny candy and something special to take home often for ourselves, right? But nowadays we really know that this community especially needs a place where they can come together as community. And Wareham's lacking in that right now. And so I really felt like this building was more important to the community than alive, than empty, so to speak. And so I wanted to bring it back to life. I just did.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, people were very saddened by the idea of the old company store closing.
Absolutely.
And one of the floating ideas out there to why the store ended up closing was the shutting down of the bridge.
Yep.
What do you think of that? Is the bridge a problem?
The bridge is not a problem for me at all. In my heart of hearts, I hope the bridge never opens. For me, it's I would like this place and Tremont, as it grows into the vision that the town has for it, to be a destination. And when you have a destination, you always find a way to get there. When that road was a cut through, I feel like it wasn't a safe space. In the summer when I was here starting the construction on the building and getting this dream to come to life, I had multiple people daily that would come and spend time in that space. And if there was traffic going back and forth at that rate, if it was a cut-through road, people aren't driving through that cut-through road to stop here. They're driving through to get to 28 quicker, and they're not going slow. They're not doing that 5 miles an hour. And I want that outside my store. I want that you've arrived, and I want that space to become a bigger piece of the community open space. So for me, that's my take on the bridge.
There are 3 rooms inside the building, but only one room, the storefront, is currently open to the public. Big dreams await the rest of the building, a classroom and a community space. Now, your store reminds me of another store. It was located on Main Street, Twigs and Tides.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was there for maybe a couple of years, and then the owner decided to uproot her business. She said business wasn't doing too well on Main Street. We do not have the clientele in Wareham to support such a business, you know, selling little gifts, handmade things, right? So your story reminds me of that. And my question to you is, do you think this is the right store here in Wareham?
I completely believe in my community. I believe that from December 16th, which was our first opening day, we had 11 vendors when we started, and we're already over 35. If there's that many people that are actively making art and making products for sale, there are that many more people out there to purchase them. The store has a bigger mission beyond just being a place you can buy things. It wants to be a place where community can come together. And towards that, we're starting to offer classes. And and even educational talks and exhibits.
You know, your take is such a fresh take because Wareham's going through a lot of changes, especially with the recreational marijuana wave that is sweeping through the state and throughout the country. Some people in Wareham feel that we are losing our dignity. We are becoming this cheap town. We are losing our morals. We cannot compete with like Marion, Rochester, Mattapoisett, right? All these surrounding neighborhoods that carry themselves with such prestige. And we feel like we're losing our prestige. And here you are, and you're bringing the prestige back, and you're telling us, or you're reminding us that we still have it.
We totally still have it. I was born here. I was raised here. I was lucky enough to go to school in Plymouth for a while. I went to college in Vermont. I know a lot of New England. I was blessed to be able to travel around the United States and visit many little stores like this and live within artist communities for years. And so that community's out there. And from the way people have come in and spoke about the old store, the kindness they had for it, how excited they are that it's back, that community support is there. And those people within our community who believe in our community, they're all there. We just wanted a place where we could come together and show that.
And by coming together, you are pulling artists from Wareham, from all neighboring communities. You're pulling these artists.
Middleborough, Rochester.
Yes.
Yep. Carver, Plymouth. Yep. From everywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh my God, what is going on?
That is actually a vintage. Yeah, you want me to pick up the tray?
Yes.
So these are from Mad Mockingbird. And Lisa, I'm not even sure how Lisa and I found each other, but we have found each other. So this is a vintage tray that's still got sparkles on it from Christmas. And Lisa only paints vintage. So this is actually a Toastmaster tray from the 1950s, most likely. And she paints like Mackenzie Child. She's got a wonderful little table over there. And her attention to detail is like nothing I've ever seen. She actually, and you'll see on Mad Mockingbird's Facebook page, you'll see a grandfather clock she did that is like, it's like, how do you even conceive of that much? But aren't they just beautiful? And all of her work is completely sealed, so you can use it for breakfast in bed. You can use it for when you're sick on the couch and you need chicken soup. And this is an heirloom rolling pin. And anybody knows, if you're trying to make pie for somebody you love, having that extra little bit of joy there is just wonderful. It's really special. Amazing.
It invites you to doing things.
Absolutely.
Echo features artists from the South Coast region. Prominent names such as Skip White of Wareham with his Fanbirds collection, Mark Madden of Onset with his owl wood coverings, to Mad Mockingbird with their antique chessboard paintings.
We are still looking for artists.
Okay.
We only have 35 in this room, and I have 4 more rooms to fill. So,
what kind of artists are you looking for?
Well, anybody who makes anything for home or garden. Right? That's the whole spectrum. That's anybody. We have hand-forged railroad ties that have been turned into heart sculptures. We had a door knocker made out of one. I do like to favor things that have some upcycled flair, because environmentally I believe that is a huge part of my mission, is to do things that create no harm, right? So natural products, woodworked products, things that feature natural things, like Nicolette's little Christmas tree here with all the mussel shells, like those would just end up back in the dump. And yes, they would disintegrate over time, they would compost, but how beautiful to take that, what would have been trash, and turn it into something that's clearly a treasure, right?
Yes.
Beautiful work.
Now, and pointing to that, I think if anything, this store inspires people. They come here, they take a look at some artwork, and they say, "Huh, you are a little sunshine in Wareham, right?" Expressive joy.
I'm trying. It's been a cloudy winter.
Yeah.
You know?
So
it's hard.
Tell me about the reception from this community.
Oh, they are. I think more than anything, they are just so excited to be in the building again.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes they walk through and they're like, "Is this it?" And I'm like, just give me time. Give me time. It took months to get to this space.
Yeah.
And so we're very hopeful that by the end of February, the second room will be ready, and by the end of March, we'll have the whole place at least open. Whether or not it will be fully stocked or not, I want people to be able to come through the building and really say, oh my God, it's coming back.
Okay. What are some challenges, if any, that you face here?
Oh, there's tons of challenges.
Okay.
Advertising is is the biggest one, right? People don't know that we're back. And currently I have a big pod full of furniture that's going to come in as soon as we finish getting those rooms ready. And that will show people. And then I have to go through Historic District to do my signage. And so that is where I'm hoping that they're very lenient with me. Really beautiful signs cost a lot of money, so we've got to find something wonderful to just, I'd actually like to hang just a small echo sign under the old company sign, because the old company store sign's still there, and so is the Tremont Nail Company sign on the side of the building. So to take either one down feels like taking down a piece of iconic history.
Yeah.
So I just want to be that little echo underneath.
I'm here.
Yeah. I'm here, they're all still here.
Yes. The building holds a rich history of the historic Tremont Nail Factory. The watermarks in the wooden beams on the ceiling to the brick around the old fireplace, all are trophies left behind to tell the building's story.
Because before it was ever a store, it was the cooping room. And so when it was the cooping room, the men from Tremont Nail worked over here tirelessly, I'm sure, in a very cold building, making barrels that they shipped the nails all over the United States and probably Europe too in. And so when you look up at the ceiling, and maybe we can shoot that later, you can see the stains on the ceiling are all watermarks. Well, there's no water in the attic above. Those stains are from the steam the men had to use to heat the wood to bend it to fit it into the metal staves they were making. And so that history, I didn't want to paint the ceiling, I wanted to show that off. But I chose to sand the antique beams all the way across, really to draw your eye up, to give character to the room itself. And so even right down to painting the chimney but not painting the bricks, we were just trying to make that the heart of this room, because without that they wouldn't have been able to create that steam, to bend those boards, to tin up the nails, to send them all over the world, right? And if you look at any historic home, cut nails were a huge part of how this world was built. This world that we live in today was built. So without it...
And do you want to preserve that history for us?
I do. That's why I have a bigger mission. My bigger mission is to work with the town and make sure that that property across the street gets its due day.
And they need to work very well with you.
Yeah.
Now, what about, are you facing this kind of challenge where people would question prices? Like, why is this much? I could just go online, go on Amazon,
Absolutely.
and I can purchase there. Why should I come here and purchase a $5 item when I can get it for $1 online?
That's a very good question. And there's plenty of people that are going to go online. Here you're going to get greeted. Not only are you going to get greeted, you're going to get engaged in conversation. If you're willing to converse, then I'm willing. And if you just want to wander around the store, then that comes across in a person's vibe. As we grow the store, that's what you get here. That's what you get for the extra $4. You get to support a shop in your community that supports artists in your community. And those $4 pay for heat, they pay for gas, they pay for heat and gas for that person who's also in Wareham. They help them pay their real estate taxes. They help send their kids to good schools. Every penny you spend in our store goes right back into our community, because that's what you're doing. You're paying twice, but you're paying me and you're paying the artist, and all that money goes someplace really important. It doesn't go to shipping costs. I love design, and clearly it's something that I'm working towards, is more internal work, more internal design, because as we get older, we can't spend as much time in the garden as we might have used to, but sometimes the weeding jobs are for other people. But there's nothing wrong with creating the most beautiful space you can afford to on the budget you have, and there's always a way to do it.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Such a quaint place to be. If you have not visited, I hope that you will soon. As we all remember that last month, it was the DECA District 8 competitions. The Wareham High School DECA students also attended. The event was broadcasted live through Facebook, and now some of the interviews of that day are available through our YouTube page. Here is one of the interviews.
Hey everybody, welcome to District 8 DECA Districts here in Barnstable, Massachusetts. We're going to be talking to students and see how they did today, what they competed in, and see if they're going on to states tomorrow morning. Hey guys, welcome back, and I'm here today with
Colby Palin.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today with the infamous Dr. Bobby, Patrick,
Shayna, Catherine, Nicole, Mariah, Madison Souza, Abby, Taylor,
Logan Laterno.
Robert Pacheco.
I'm Owen.
Owen Bresnick.
Bridget McCabe, Julia Kehoe, Melissa, Mary,
Brendan.
Odin Harmon, Ari Silva, Ellie Rosen, Olivia Vito, Sarah George,
Johnny Mack.
Alex Baracino.
Michelle, Kelly,
Andres.
I'm Aiden.
Olivia Marks, Samantha Santos, Marissa Borges,
Andrew Zhu.
Brian.
James.
Rachel, Stephanie,
and where are you from?
I'm from Martha's Vineyard.
Taunton High,
I'm representing Bristol Plymouth.
from Norton,
Martha's Vineyard.
all from Taunton, Dartmouth, yeah, we're from Dartmouth, Norton High,
I'm from Asona.
Dartmouth, Massachusetts,
Dartmouth, Mass.
from Norton,
I'm from Martha's Vineyard.
Bristol, Plymouth, Barnstable.
I'm from Barnstable. Taunton.
Wareham.
Where?
Ham.
Yeah. What did you compete in today?
Personal financial literacy.
I competed in automotive service marketing.
Sports and entertainment marketing.
Principles of finance.
Principles of hospitality.
Food service marketing.
Hotel and lodging management.
Restaurant and food service management. Buying and merchandising.
Entrepreneurship, team decision making.
Both of you?
No.
Oh.
Marketing service.
Hospitality and lodging.
Entrepreneurship. And I'm in personal financial literacy. Entrepreneurship, team management.
Automotive service management.
Business law and ethics team.
Business financial services.
Accounting applications.
We competed in travel and tourism, team decision making, apparel and accessories marketing.
Human resources management.
Travel and tourism.
How did you guys do today?
I think we did pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
I think we did pretty good. I think we worked off each other really well, had some good ideas, and I think we satisfied the judges.
I'm excited to see how I did.
I think I did pretty well. You just gotta, it's all in the head, you just gotta know what you're saying. And
Great. I think we're going to be called up tomorrow.
I did pretty good. I felt confident about myself, and I think I will place for states.
I felt confident in how I did.
I did amazing. Oh, I think I did great.
It's always hard to know, but I don't think I did bad, but not like my best.
Shout out your partner right now.
Shout out to Patrick Lynch, real homie.
oh, I had a great partner, Liam.
My teammate is Norton President Jessica Cicerone. She's not paying attention, but that's her, so that makes me the first.
And are you going to states? Yeah! You going to states?
Let's hope so.
Yes, I personally do think I did.
Yes, sir.
I hope.
I believe so. Yeah, I'm going to states, regardless. I'll show up, anyways. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I will be at states. Look out for me. Heck yeah, I am. Hopefully. Probably not.
Probably not.
We definitely are. We are.
We're bringing home the glass. We're bringing home the glass.
First place.
Of course we are. Of course. I'm making it to states, baby! Moving on to states.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you're back. Oh, yeah, that's Pat? Patty L? Patty L. Dude, we just interviewed him.
Oh, really?
This is so crazy. I love DECA districts.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday!
As usual, our students did very well in those competitions, and about 8 of them, I believe, are qualified to go to the national competitions. I hope that you were inspired by today's special program. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Today in History. Hello and thank you for being with us this morning. We are broadcasting live from our WCTV studio. This is Good Morning Wareham, your source for local news, weather, traffic, and more information. And now for a moment in history, let's take a look at where we were today in history. Today in history, South African Nelson Mandela was released from prison after serving a 27-year sentence. Mandela was a leader during the South Africans' apartheid who fought for equality in the divided country. He was charged for several things during the 1960s, with his major conviction being on charges of sabotage. Mandela was held in horrific conditions, not having a bed or even plumbing in his cell for nearly 2 decades. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Also today, back in 660 BC, February 11th is also a national holiday for our friends in Japan. National Foundation Day is held every year on this day, commemorating the nation's beginnings. According to the legend, Emperor Jum, descendant of the sun goddess Amaratus, reigned from 660 BC to 585 BC, dying at the age of 126 years old. Japan's history is a long one and fascinating, as it is one of the world's oldest civilizations, and it all started with Jum. And of course, you have guessed it. Guess whose birthday is it today? Today, like any other day, we celebrate some birthdays. In 1847, Thomas Edison, American inventor, was born in Ohio. Edison is known for giving us many of the commodities that we enjoy using today, including light bulbs, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera. While, of course, we use highly modified versions of these inventions today, we must stop and ask, where would we be without Mr. Edison? And also, the famous friend Jennifer Aniston celebrates her 50th birthday today. According to IMDb, the actress got her start as an uncredited dancer in the film Mac and Me, and went on to star in the hit show Friends, as well as features on the big screen ranging from dramas like Merle and Me to horror films like Leprechaun. And happy birthdays to everyone celebrating their big day today. That is it I have for Today in History segment. To learn more about cool historical facts, please go online under history.com. Stay with us. The coffee segment is next, but first, let's take a look at our events calendar. welcome back. Thank you for joining us this morning for the Good Morning Wareham show. We are broadcasting live from our WCTV studio at 505 Main Street, Wareham. Well, free libraries are the backbone to a healthier and more educated society. So for today's coffee segment, we are going to learn a little more about our own Wareham Free Library. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Stephen Miller. I'm the Reference and Outreach Librarian here at the Wareham Free Library. Today, we're here in the Stone Room, and we're going to be bringing to you the 4th episode of Checking Out the Wareham Library. Today, we're going to feature an all horror book themed book talk. We're going to have an interview with Liz Wiley, who is a member of the Wareham Free Library Foundation, and we're also going to be bringing to you some of the events that we'll be highlighting over the month of November. As we continue sharing what we have to offer the Wareham community, we'd like to hear any ideas that you might have up for future programming or any questions you would like us to address. Feel free to give me a call at 508-295-2343 at extension 1012, or you can email me at smiller@salesinc.org. With Halloween quickly approaching our calendars, I thought I'd bring you a few reads if you're looking for a good chill down your spine. A new release horror book by Stephen King that was released this past spring is The Outsider. When an 11-year-old boy's corpse is found in a town park, eyewitnesses and key evidence points to Flint City's most popular citizen, a Little League coach and English teacher named Terry Maitland. To help build the case, the lead detective and district attorney add DNA evidence to go with fingerprints and eyewitness accounts. As the investigation continues, the horrifying answers begin to emerge, and the story kicks into 5th gear to help generate an intense, high-wire tension act. On the surface, Terry Maitland seems like a nice guy, but is he wearing another face? When the answer finally comes, the novel will not only horrify you, but once again prove that Stephen King is the master of the horror genre. Another horror book that I'd like to recommend is Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. When an aging heavy metal star, Judith Coyne, decides to purchase a haunted suit over the internet, he thinks it'll be the perfect addition to his ghoulish artifact collection. The suit agrees, but for all the wrong reasons. Soon, Coyne finds out that the suit has a mind and ghost of its own, and that it would rather go pillaging through the rock star's personal life than be part of his creepy museum. The book, written by the son of Stephen King, is a wild, dazzling, entertaining tale of horror that plants spiritualistic surprises at every corner. Best-selling author Neil Gaiman has called this book, quote, relentless, gripping, and powerful. The last read that I'd like to bring to you is a true crime novel written by Anne Rule. The name of the book is called The Stranger Beside Me. Imagine being best friends with a serial killer. With a chill that slowly develops over the course of the book, Rule describes her dawning awareness that Ted Bundy, a co-worker of hers in the 1970s on a crisis hotline, was one of the most prolific serial killers in America. Rule draws on her correspondence with Bundy to weave a story that helped describe his magnetic power, his weak compulsion, double life, and string of helpless victims. It's also a story of a journalist working on one of the biggest stories of her life, in addition to hunting down a mass murderer. As she begins to put the pieces of the puzzle together, a terrifying picture emerges of the man she thought she knew. Kirkus Reviews has called this book, quote, a definitive work of American true crime from America's best true crime writer. Here are some rapid-fire horror suggestions that I'd like to give you. If you're looking for a zombie fiction, try World War Z by Max Brooks, who is the son of famous director Mel Brooks. If you're looking for a good read, try Boy's Life by New York Times bestselling author Robert McCammon. If you're looking for a series, dive into the Odd Thomas series, which can be found in our fiction section by Dean Koontz, and the Joe Ledger series by Jonathan Maybury, which can be found in our young adult section. Lastly, I'd like to mention that if you come to check out our fiction collection here at the Wareham Free Library, we have over 35 different Stephen King novels for you to choose from by the New York Times bestselling author. If you're interested, come down to the library and take a peek. Hi, we're here at the in the biography section of the Wareham Free Library, and we're talking with Liz Wiley, who's the president of the Library Foundation. Welcome, Liz.
Hi, Stephen. Thank you.
It's great for you to spend some time with us.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome.
Love the library.
Absolutely. I wanted to sit down with you today and talk about the talent show. Yep. Could you tell me about this year's event and how it was planned?
Sure. So the Library Foundation, which is one of the organizations that supports the Wareham Free Library, has a couple of different fundraising events throughout the year. In the spring, we typically have an author event, which is an author comes and does a free speaking engagement at the library, and then we have a dinner afterwards, which is a little pricier, you know, event. And then in the fall, we like to have a more family-friendly event and a more just community relatable event. Right. So in the past, we've done plays where we bring in reps from the town, like from the select board or from the school committee and from the library, and just people from in town that do this sort of slapstick humor play, and it's always really fun and well received. This year we decided to try to mix it up a little bit and do something different, so we did a Wareham's Got Talent.
Yes, that's right. It's such a unique kind of name, you know?
Yes, it is. That is the brainchild of Priscilla Porter.
Yes.
She's a board member on the foundation, but she's also the president of the Friends of Wareham Library.
I see her all the time.
All the time.
Always hauling books back.
She's the heart and soul.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, of many organizations, but definitely of our library.
Now, tell me about the difference between all these different groups, the Friends, the Foundation, and the trustees.
So glad you asked that, because that is like, still it seems so weird that in our community there can be such a misunderstanding about all these different groups. Yeah, well, and there are a lot. There are a lot of groups that surround the library. The library is a town facility, so it is supported by the town. But so there is a group called the Library Trustees, and they work directly with the library director and the town. They're sort of the interface between those two groups.
A town board, a small one of those boards, like the Conservation Commission.
They help set policy and set direction for the library, but they can't do any fundraising for the library. So then we have two fundraising groups that are associated with the library. We have the Friends and we have the Foundation. And so I think people sometimes have a little bit of a misunderstanding that maybe the library doesn't need any help because there's all these groups helping them and they should be fine. But I think what's really important for our community to recognize and understand is that a large part of the library budget comes from just this grassroots fundraising, from doing these fundraisers with the foundation. The Friends do a lot of, and our fundraising and our annual appeal that we do, that money goes directly towards salary, operational expenses. If something breaks in the library, we help fix it. If books and materials need to be bought, we help to purchase that. So that's where our fundraising and monies go towards. The Friends also do a lot of fundraising, and their fundraising goes more towards programs in the library. Yeah. They also help with books and materials. They've been known to help with salaries when it's gotten, the need has arisen. Yep. But that's all just from very grassroots, small fundraising things, like these book sales that you see, the fundraisers that we put on. Every single dollar goes right back to the library. And it's so important.
That's incredible. That's
absolutely
really good. And I mean, you talk about things that you wouldn't even think about, like we have books that go missing. Book theft is it's unbelievable how many books go missing. Absolutely. And improvements that need to be made that you wouldn't even think of.
Absolutely. And it's like, People often say, well, aren't libraries going, extinct? And it's so not true. I mean, we see that with just the increase in our hours that we've been able to do this last few weeks and the last month, how much increase in activity we've had.
Absolutely.
There's just there's no time that I come here that it's open, that it's not busy.
Yep.
Having all the computers and, you being here as our new reference librarian and the activity that you're seeing and generating at this end of the library, it's necessary.
Absolutely.
Not everybody has a computer in their home or a high-speed internet, and it's a really important community aspect.
Absolutely, and you look at surveys and you look at all this data that says that property values around the library increase and how important the modern library is in job creation and all those kinds of different
people look
things.
At when they're about to move into a town.
Absolutely.
Is the library active? Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's so integral to the fabric of the community.
Yep.
So Tony, let's talk about the talent show a little bit. You had a really interesting cast of judges this year.
We did. We had great judges and we had great talent. So our MC for the event was our town-owned Jackson Gilman. He's a storyteller and performer and expert in his field. So he was the MC. And then our judges were Harry Nicola, who owns Charlie's Place. Yep. And he was fantastic. He brought in additional people, and he donated stuffed mushrooms, and he, was very generous.
That's wonderful.
He was great, and he's very fun. So that was great. We had Jillian Zucco, who was Miss America.
Yes.
We had Kat Jones, who's done unbelievable work for the Onset Bay Association. She's the executive director, and she's been outstanding. And we had Scott Allen, who also is a entertainer, and so he's another professional on the judges board. And then we had amazing talent.
Tell me about this talent show.
I really want to know more about it. It was fun. So we ran some auditions. When Priscilla decided that this year we should try to do this different, aspect of getting the community more involved with a talent show, we set some dates and ran some auditions, and that's something that we'll take offline, but we certainly should talk about it at some point because we posted it and we put it out in the paper and we had signs up, and they were not that well attended, and so that leads to that issue that we always have with how do people want to get information about the library?
Absolutely.
Like, what's the best avenue to get it out there? Which is what's neat about these, right? Doing these little videos and trying to hit another population.
Absolutely.
And I think that the more we can get the word out about the library, the better off we are.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we ran auditions, and that was really fun. We had about 3 or 4 of them prior to the event. And then had a meet up the week of the event so we could kind of, go over the staging and how things were going to roll out. And then, the event was on Friday the 19th of October. Our talent was, we had a mix, mostly singers, had a lot of singers. Bethany Lawson was the first place contestant, and she was amazing. She was outstanding.
I heard she was phenomenal.
She was really fun, and definitely, had this mixed genre of, had the leather jacket, but her tutu, and sang the song Frozen, and just the hair stood up on your neck. It was incredible. So she was great. And honestly, I would just want to talk about how she then donated her winnings back, which was so sweet.
It's incredible.
I know. It was really sweet. It was very touching. For her, I think it struck a chord too. As she said, she went to the library all the time as a little girl. This was her library. So for her to then come back and give back to it was important for her. So we were really, that was really nice.
And first prize was $100, right?
Yes.
Most people just take $100 and put it in their pocket.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. But she gave it back. And then we had, I'm trying to think, second place was a 14-year-old fiddle player, Fern.
Yes, that's right.
She was outstanding. Fern, she did some Irish jigs. She got an encore, and then the whole crowd was clapping along with her and hooting and hollering. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, she really got the crowd involved, and she was just cool. Yeah, she had this ability to just work the crowd. Yeah, it was cute. So third place contestant was Mariana Hebert, and she was played the ukulele and sang a song from the Lumineers, and she was really good. She had this like great folksy voice, and she was really endearing. She told the crowd this story about how, you know, she was really a shy child, and I think she called herself, people called her the mute girl or something, and you know, so here she is now on a stage performing live and talking about this, and you wouldn't know it. She was outstanding.
That's great.
We had Barbara Sterling, who sang a hymn that was really well received. You know, it was a little out, you know, on the edge to go with a religious song, and she asked, "Is that going to be okay?" And we were like, "Absolutely, everything's welcome."
Yeah.
And so, and it was cute because she got so much wonderful feedback, like people that really, it meant a lot for them to hear that song, you know, and was important in their lives.
Absolutely.
So I think that was what was so cool to see, is that people really, the community rallied around it.
Absolutely.
And then we had our very own WCTV, Michaela and Botino, and she sang, and she was outstanding, doing a Louis Armstrong song, and you know, so it was just really a fun event. People really enjoyed it.
That's wonderful. That, you know, you can have something like, you know, like you've done a play in the past, and you know, having this talent shows, you know, rallying the community together and doing something really cool for the community. Yeah. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it definitely was a fun way to bring the town together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
and to see a different segment of the town, you know. So we've done the plays a couple of times, and it tends to be the same group and the same people, which is awesome and fun. But this really brought out a lot of different age groups and a lot of different people that we haven't seen at the library.
It really sounds like it just, you know, even the age span of the performance, it ran the gambit a little bit. Yeah, and that's really encouraging to see. Yeah. You've done this event. What future events do you think the Library Foundation is going to be putting on?
Well, like I said earlier, we always have, we do, you know, 3 or 4 big events. We usually do a fall fundraiser. We always do our annual appeal right around the holidays. That's just a mailing. We'll do our author event in the spring. We definitely want to start having some more community events that are more family friendly.
Yep.
So I know in the past we've done things like, you know, golf in the library and different things like that. So, you know, I think we'd like to look at some different ideas that really bring people back to the library and start generating a little more action around here.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, with our hours open more, it's important to get activity going here.
Yeah, well, Kathy's told me about that mini golf event.
I think it sounds really fun, don't you?
The library. They have different holes that you have to, you know, set up and
I think it would be really fun. Anytime you get to use this different space in a different way like that, you know, or after hours, it feels kind of like fun and adventurous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the author event that you usually have, tell me about some of the authors that you've had in the past.
Oh, this past year we had Tracy Kidder, who was amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. I'm actually just reading his book, Mountains Beyond Mountains now, and I am blown away by it. Yeah, it's, you know, an older book. I think he put it out somewhere in the 80s, but it is still so incredibly relevant about Paul Farmer and the work that he did in Haiti. Yeah, so excellent event. We had Anita Shreve in the past. We've had, I'm trying to think of a few. I can't.
I think Hank Philip Ryan.
Yes.
That's
good one. Good call.
That I just remembered off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you were really bringing some incredible talent to these events, these fundraising events that you have. Yeah. And what are some of the long-term goals that the foundation wants to try to accomplish with this larger scale fundraising?
Well, I think our biggest is being achieved. We will be getting our recertification the beginning of November, and we're all really excited about that. It's been a really long road to bringing that back, and you know, that's about pride in your library. That's about feeling, you know, that you have some connection to your community. You know, it's the heart and soul of the community. I think the library really, you know, unites so many different people and ages and cultures and diversity, and you know, to not be certified, to have a library that's not certified feels kind of like this stain on us. And so to finally have worked all together, the town, the foundation, the team here, the friends, the trustees, to really come together and work to make this a reality is a great milestone that we're all celebrating together.
That's right. And it's, I mean, to finally tell patrons, you know, at this reference desk, you know, we can take out that book. Like, just, you know, for me personally, it's going to be
Well,
wonderful
that's
feeling.
why I got involved with the foundation. I was, you know, went to a library in another town and was hanging up signs for an event that we were having at my place of work, and thought, oh, I'm going to see if they have that book that I've been wanting to take out. And when I went to the reference desk and gave my card, they were like, said, oh, you're from Wareham, we can't. It felt like this shot of like, oh my, like slam against us. And so that's why I got involved in working for the Library Foundation. I just felt like this cannot, I'm not okay with this. This is not the community I want for my children.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of hard work from a lot of people well before me and ongoing. So
that's awesome. Really, really just great to hear about what you've done, this incredible event you had with the talent show, and your vision for what you think the foundation can be doing in the future.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to recognize, though, as excited as we are about getting recertified, it doesn't mean that that's it. The library is the town supports the library and we support the library. So it's this combined support of the library. And so this constant need to recognize that it offers all of these services and all of these opportunities for free, but to give back just a little bit, whether it's $10 or whether it's $100 or whether it's more, whatever you can do, it's necessary, and that money goes directly back into these services, and just the importance of recognizing that if we want this to be here for our future, then we need to support it and take care of it.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to get involved with any of these organizations, what's the best way that they can do that?
Well, there's always people that volunteer positions that are needed. I mean, you guys know that you need volunteers as well. But we're always having events and fundraisers where the Friends Foundation does the book club, and they always need help and support to keep those going. So volunteering for that. Priscilla and the Friends do the Duck Derby, which is a big event to put on and requires a lot of help and support and volunteers. Our fundraisers that we do, we're happy to have more help. So if somebody's interested in doing more and time is what they can give to the library, then they should just let one of you guys know and put them in touch with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen.
It was
great.
Wonderful.
So fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you around the library.
Absolutely.
Our November calendar is looking pretty busy, but interesting. Here are some events and services that will be offering the Wareham community during the month of November. Are you looking for information about the 2018 election?
We are sorry about that. For more of that interview can be found online. You haven't missed much, about a minute or so. So you can find it online and our YouTube channel. If you Google Wareham Community Television YouTube, and you'll find those videos with more. They are under Wareham Free Library series. That was episode 4 that we watched today. Thank you for joining us this morning for Good Morning Wareham. If you missed us this morning, do not worry. The show will air this evening at 6 p.m. Join me for Wednesday. With that, I wish you all a wonderful morning, Wareham.